Welcome back, everybody, to the Showdown here on a Halloween episode of the Showdown. Absolutely, again, as I said before, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Wednesday down here in New Rochelle, New York. Beautiful fall day. Pretty warm. I mean, wearing shorts today because, got up into the 60s. It was hot in the sun. Figured probably won't have much of these days, as we move forward. But that's where we are. So as promised, the week 8 recap, and then we'll finish it off with my week 9 preview, my week 9 picks in the NFL. So if you watched the show last week, and again, I thank you if you did, whether it was live or on replay, as you know, I say, I had said that my best week the entire year last year in the 2017 season was the week 8. It was week 8. I went 12-1 on my picks. I just did a really good job. And, I was like, I hope maybe I could get some of that luck again this year. Maybe it's just an anomaly. But week 8, we cleaned up again, 12-2 on the picks for the week. And one of those incorrect picks, really, I shouldn't have been surprised. I decided to take a chance. But since there are more correct picks than incorrect picks, let's talk about the 2 picks I got wrong. And let's start off with the pick I thought was going to be the upset pick, last place team beating a first place team at home. I thought it was going to be the New York Giants beating the Washington Redskins. And what else can you say about this team, really? And I mean, this has been now 8 weeks of just bad football. I mean, even, all right. In week 3, I believe it was, when they beat the Texans, that was a good week. They got the job done in that week. But other than that, I mean, this team is it's just not good. It is not a good football team by any stretch of the imagination. I don't know if it's the coach. I don't know if it's the quarterback. I know at least part of it is the offensive line. And now you've seen, I mean, they're starting to clear house, back up the truck. But this was almost a game they won, too. I mean, this is a game where, they were in it. They only lost by 7 score-wise. And I was talking about this because I was home to watch this game, and I was talking about it with my dad that, there's a little bit of an analogy. Now, in baseball, there will be some times when if you're just not hitting, you could be down. The score could be 3-0, 4-0, which is absolutely within striking distance. That's, a bloop and a blast, you're right back in it, that sort of thing. But it just feels like you're down by so much more. 4-0 feels like 8-0. And it's almost the same with this Giants team. They fall down 7-0 or 10-0. That's a 1 possession or, 1.5 possession game, 2 possession game. But it just feels like they're completely out of it because they have had so much trouble getting the ball into the end zone. So again, you're down 7-0. And this is when I said this during the course of this game. You're down 7-0, but it feels like you're down 15, 16-0 in the game. It feels like it's almost insurmountable. And then the next thing the defense will give up a touchdown early. But for the most part, the defense has not been that big of a problem. You haven't seen a game where they've really got blown out, I'd say, other than maybe the New Orleans game on the defensive side. The New Orleans and the Philadelphia game, I'll give them that. The defense did not show up in either of those games. But, I mean, other than that, they've been relatively, close games. And again, I think it's more on the offense than the defense because the defense usually, they'll give up an early touchdown and then it's, field goals and stuff like that. Obviously, they gave up the big run to Adrian Peterson late in the game, and that's not going to help you. But the Giants team, I mean, at this point, I was talking about it with a buddy of mine. I'm already starting to think about the draft. I mean, because the way things are going now, sitting at 1-7, they're going to get a good draft pick, maybe within the top 5 again. But this team has not shown me anything that they've even resembled being a good football team. So again, that was one of 2 incorrect picks on the week. The other one was the Saints over the Vikings. I thought that at home They had been riding a little bit of momentum that perhaps the Vikings were going to be able to pull it off. But they did not. The Saints went in there and they took care of business. Shout out Derek Benzel expecting me to be in a costume. Well, I do apologize for that. Kind of slim pickings given the clothes I have here at school. But yeah, you can be on me for not being festive, and I will welcome that criticism. Nevertheless, the Saints over the Vikings 30-20, but really this game was not really that close. The Saints were in control the entire time. And now the Saints cementing themselves as one of the top teams in the NFC, right up there with the Rams. And they square off Sunday afternoon, I believe. Sunday afternoon. They get the 4 o'clock game, probably the national game. So really looking forward to that one. Stay tuned for my pick for that game. So going in, my correct picks of the week again, 12-2 on the week. That's good to improve my. Actually, I'll tell you the overall record at the end. But Texans over the Dolphins, 42-23. Texans winners of 5 straight. They've looked really good. The Eagles in a must-win game for both teams, the Eagles and the Jags. They pull it out, a gutted win over the Jags across the pond. The Bengals and the Buccaneers in what I was, was a surprisingly close game from my opinion. Bengals able to pull that one out 37-34. The Bengals had lost 2 straight. Seattle over Detroit. Seattle, after a shaky September, has really righted the ship a little bit. Big matchup with the Chargers this week. I'll give my pick for that a little bit later. But they won that one 28-14, completely dominant win. The Bears pull out a very not a entertaining game to watch, 24-10 over the Jets. The Chiefs over the Broncos, 30-23. Again, the defense kind of a liability. I mean, they're not giving up 30 points again, but to the Broncos offense, you shouldn't be giving up over 30 points. But Mahomes continues to excel here in his first full season. My lock pick of the week was the Steelers over the Browns. Again, there was absolutely no chance that the Browns were going to win this game. Surprised it was, within 15 points. I thought the Steelers would run away with it. And now the Browns absolutely emptying house. So make of that what you will. It's going to be with Baker Mayfield, the head coaching position in Cleveland becomes a little bit more appealing. Would not be surprised if this is a team that goes after Lincoln Riley, the head coach at Oklahoma. Carolina over Baltimore. Again, Carolina, tough place to go in and win. The Carolina offense continues to thrive, and that's a good Baltimore defense. I mean, they're putting up 36 points on a good Baltimore defense. They improved that. Now they're, up there with the Saints in that division. The Colts rout the Raiders 42-28. Andrew looked really good in this game, putting up 42 points on the road. Good job by him and the Colts to get that one. In the two teams that stink game, the Cardinals and the 49ers, 18-15. I mean, imagine buying tickets to this game to watch the Cardinals facing off against the 49ers, 18-15. Oh boy. Again, I like the Cardinals. I'm happy they were, that was one of those games I was like, they may not get it, but they were able to pull it out. The Patriots over the Bills on Monday Night Football. Again, this could have very easily been my lock pick. It was close there for a while because the Patriots couldn't get it done in the red zone, but then they ended up opening it up later in the second half. They improved to, I believe, 6-2 or 5-2. They won that game 25-6. And then the Sunday afternoon game in what was absolutely the game of the week, the Rams and the Packers. And if you're Aaron Rodgers, I mean, what more do you have to do? You keep your team within striking distance. Your defense able to force a field goal, and then your kickoff returner fumbles the ball. Are you kidding me? I mean, I feel for Aaron Rodgers. I really do. The Rams, if you look at the scores, they have been in some close games. That defense has been a little bit of a liability. The pass rush, the exterior pass rush, I don't think is there. Obviously, Aaron Donald in the middle. The interior pass rush is there, and they got it when they needed it on Sunday, but that's a little bit of a liability. They need to get healthier at corner. So the defense kind of holding them back a little. Again, nobody's going to put down their ability to score and get the ball in the end zone. I mean, Todd Gurley, just an absolute beast. I mean, through I believe 8 games, already 800 rushing yards. That's to go along with what would I imagine several hundred receiving yards. But the Rams able to gut that one out again at home. Not much of a home field advantage, but they won that one 29-27. So again, 12-2 on the week. That's good for my best week of the season. Overall record 72, 47-2. So 72 correct picks, 47 incorrect picks. And obviously we had those 2 ties at the beginning of the season. So with that, we move into the week 9 picks of the week. We started off Thursday night in the 2 teams that stink bowl again, because we do have the San Francisco 49ers going up against the Oakland Raiders, the rivals, Bay Area. I'm going to go with the Raiders in this one. It's being played at San Francisco. I just think the Raiders have a better quarterback, a little bit better personnel. Again, both of these teams only have 1 win, so they're bound to get – one of them is bound to get their second one. I'm picking the Raiders. Again, only 13 games this week, by the way. Sunday, we move. I'll take the Redskins over the Falcons. The Redskins had been in a lot of close games, and the Falcons have been very inconsistent. That defense has not been good. They've struggled to score points. Again, I also believe that game is, I'll let you know in a sec, that game is being played in Washington. Sometimes when the Falcons get out of the dome, they struggle a little bit. Give me the Redskins in that one. I'll take the Vikings over the Lions. This game is in Minnesota. Again, tough place to go and win. Somehow the Buffalo Bills did it, but I will take the Vikings, to bounce back against the Detroit Lions. Bears and the Bills. This should be an interesting game because both teams really, outside of that one game against Tampa Bay, Chicago has struggled to put points onto the board, but I will take the Bears over the Bills. Again, just better personnel, better team. The Chiefs facing off against the Browns. Now, this is something that I've been saying with my lock and upset picks. I've been trying to take different teams, but obviously I picked the Steelers against the Browns last week. But a lock is a lock. A lock is what I think is definitely going to win. And I do think the Chiefs over the Browns is my lock pick of the week. Again, Chiefs sitting at 7-1. I just don't find the way the Browns, coming off 2 firings of the head coach and the offensive coordinator, that they come and win this game against the Red Hot Chiefs. And then the next game, tough game to pick here. They've already faced off this season. The Dolphins won that matchup. That game was at the Meadowlands. Dolphins versus the Jets. Dolphins 4-4, Jets 3-5. Should be a close game, but I will go with the Dolphins. They've looked better as of late. Obviously, not having Ryan Tannehill has, I think, hurt them. But the Jets' offense is, there's not a lot of weapons. The defense has struggled, so I'll take the Dolphins in that one. In terms of the big games, we have the Panthers versus the Buccaneers. I believe they're starting Ryan Fitzpatrick in this game. I'm not 100% sure about that. I may have read that, but this game is in Carolina. And as I've really said all year, I believe they're 3 or 4-0 at home this season. I'll take the Panthers at home against the Bucs. The Red Hot Texans, winners of 5 straight, they go up and into Denver. Again, very tough place to go and win. But I really like the way Deshaun Watson has been playing. I believe he's completing over 65% of his passes. J.J. Watt is looking like a defensive player of the year type of guy. So I will take the Texans to beat the Broncos in Denver. I almost called this my upset pick, but with the 5-3 team and 3-5, I don't think it really fit that mold. So give me the Texans in that one. Chargers. I'm going to take the Chargers over the Seahawks. Both teams red hot in Seattle. That is my upset pick. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. I will take the Chargers. I mean, the only 2 teams that the Chargers have lost to are named the Rams and the Chiefs. So not Chargers aren't winners of 5 straight, but they've been hot. They gutted one out against the Titans. So they're coming off of a bye week, I believe. But I will take the Chargers over the Seahawks in Seattle. Because this game is in Seattle, Seattle is favored. So I'll make that my upset pick. I'll take the Steelers over the Ravens in Baltimore. Baltimore's kind of struggled in recent weeks, and they got the better of the Steelers in Pittsburgh. But the Steelers have looked more and more like a AFC powerhouse. So I will take the Steelers over the Ravens in Baltimore. I think this would also qualify as an upset, but I will take the Steelers over the Ravens. This is my lock pick. I had it written down and I actually changed it, but my lock pick is not the Chiefs over the Browns because, again, I had picked against the Browns last week. I'm going to take the Patriots over the Packers in New England Sunday Night Football as my lock pick of the week. The Patriots have looked really good these past couple of weeks. The Packers have been very inconsistent. I don't know what to make of that defense. And I don't know if Aaron Rodgers can get any help. He did anything he could to get a win for the team, for his Packers on Sunday. But special teams was not able to help him out when it mattered most. So I'll take the Patriots over the Packers Sunday Night Football as my lock pick. The Monday night game is Cowboys going up against the Titans. This game is in Dallas. We all know the story with Dallas, 3-0 at home, I believe, 4-0 on the road. And with that, I just think they've been playing decently well. They're coming off of a bye. I'll take the Cowboys over the Titans. Again, that game is in Jerry's World in Dallas, Texas. And the last game, this is going to be the game of the week. Absolutely no doubt. The Rams were the game of the week last week. They are again this week. But this is the Saints, winners of 6 straight, versus the Rams, winners of 8 straight. Obviously, the Saints lost their first game to Fitzmagic, and then they've had their bye, so only 7 games on the season. Tough game to pick. These are the two top teams in the NFC, no doubt. I believe it's those two and then Carolina. But I'm gonna go with the Saints beating the Rams in New Orleans. I think that game being in New Orleans is huge. Obviously, there's no weather you have to worry about, but that's going to be a hostile environment. Again, the Rams defense has been shaky these past couple weeks, and that also contributes to this pick. But I'll take the Saints over the Rams, and again, it's going to be a tight game, going to be a very close game. But give me the Saints over the Rams. I think they hand the Rams their first loss of the season. But again, this could really go either way. It's a pick'em sort of game. Coin flip type of game. Should be a really fun one to watch. And I most definitely look forward to that. I believe that's the 4:00 game, so I should be able to watch it. I say should be able to watch it because I'll actually know tonight, I believe, if the Iona men's soccer team is hosting a MAC championship playoff game on Sunday. Would be on the call for that one. So right now they've only 3 teams have clinched. There's 3 spots left. So they have to either be the 3rd or 4th seed. Right now they are the 3rd seed. So a decent shot for them to clinch a home game, which would be very nice and very fun to call a playoff game. Obviously, I have done some playoff games. Broadcasted part of the MAC baseball championships. But soccer, a little bit of a different beast, So looking forward to that and looking forward to all these games Sunday night. That is actually going to be it for the show this evening. I have some stuff I need to tend to. So we're going to wrap it up right here. So yet again, as always, thank you for joining me, whether you're watching live or on replay. Again, always appreciate you taking time out of your evening to spend some time with me as we talk a little politics, talk a little sports here on Halloween. So yet again, thanks for tuning in. We'll be right back next week. Expect a lot of political stuff recapping the 2018 midterms, as well as always the NFL stuff. And again, more college football as the season progresses. So we say so long. This is AJ Slato for the Showdown, signing off. Have a good evening, everybody.